Alright, welcome to another episode of the Dominion Homework series, and today we have a new hot combo that is recently in discussion. And it's with one of the new cards from Nocturne, the Night's Watchman, and one of our all-time favorites when it comes to big-time combos, it's the Counting House. So we already have described in, I think, even the first video of the series, the Counting House traveling fair combo, where you build with 1,000,000 coppers and play them all and top deck Counting House every turn and don't trigger a shuffle at all. Here it's the complete opposite. You only ideally buy 8 coppers. Well, you have 7 coppers and you buy 1 more so that you have 8, and you trigger the shuffle every time with Night Watchman in your night phase, so that all the coppers you have in your hand from Counting House are in the discard pile. And you have to be a little bit careful with the triggering of shuffles and how many cards you leave on top. And the nice thing about this is that it's pretty resilient to junking attacks. So here we have the Young Witch that doesn't do all that much against the combo. It maybe slows it down in the end for 1 or 2 turns, but if there is not like an amazing way to build a fast engine that also scores a lot without provinces, then you probably don't win with it anyways, because this combo can start provincing if everything works well about turn 6 or 7. So the basic thing that you first want to do, you want to hit your first Counting House. So usually you open copper, and with the 4 coin hand it's basically guaranteed that if you buy Night's Watchman on turn 2, then you hit 5 on turn 3. So I have here the 3 coin hand to start with, so that's not a guaranteed 5. But we have the ferry, so if I don't hit 5 there, I can ferry the Counting House to make it easier later. So you open copper since you want a 8 copper anyway at some point, and if I hit 5 turn 3, then that's great. So then you buy the Night's Watchman and discard the estate. That basically means I don't hit 5 because there's an estate on top. I mean, I could try one more time. I need 2 Night's Watchmen anyway, so let's buy another Night's Watchman here and maybe get lucky. If I don't, it's not the end of the world. Then I buy a ferry for Counting House and get unlucky again, I guess. So this time I keep the 5 and end my turn. Then I buy the Counting House. So that's basically worst luck here, but I still will be able to buy provinces from turn 8. So your deck needs to be exactly 2 Night's Watchmen and 2 Counting House for this to work. And yeah, I'm there right now. If you are against a heavy junker like Cultist, then you might consider having more than 2 Night's Watchmen. So I discard here 4 cards so that my next hand is guaranteed Night's Watchman plus Counting House, and 5 cards in the shuffle so I don't trigger anything. And I can not take 6 coppers here. So that's the first time you do it. You have to be careful that you trigger a shuffle with at least 5 cards. So since there are only 4 non-copper cards, I can only take 5 of the coppers. And can start greening, I guess, probably with a duchy. Though I could take the Humble Castle, because that's basically a way to come back for the opponent. And it's nice to deny that. So here you discard. Oh, I see, I get the province and then I'm at 5 cards. Yeah. So you have to be careful with the discarding, but you also have to consider that you are buying another victory card. So it works fine taking the province turn 8. And don't discard anything. Maybe this time though I have to settle for another thing. Yeah, I'm only at 4 non-copper cards, so I can only take 7. And buy the humble castle here. So I trigger the shuffle, and it's important that you have Night's Watchman and Counting House in every hand and don't trigger a shuffle. Take all the coppers, and now I should be safe provincing every turn. Discard down to 5. So while I click here through the remaining provinces, let's talk about what cards destroy the combo. So basically a lot of cards that attack the top of your deck, like Rebel, Minion, Oracle, if those are in the opponent's deck, Council Room even, that lets you draw. Basically most of the stuff that also hurts the Traveling Fair combo, that can destroy it. If it's maybe only a sea hack, you might find your way to work around that, but it slows it still down considerably because you have to keep one more card than you want to. And it might be that the last card in your shuffle is the Counting House or the Night's Watchman that you need. I play the next Counting House, take 8 coppers. So this is pretty much without any junking guaranteed to buy 7 provinces in a row, and at the 8th province there is a slight risk of not having it, but if you work around it, you can get it in a turn later. But until you have some like 9 or 10 junk cards, you are basically guaranteed hitting province every turn. So there we have it, the 6th. Discard 4 cards, and now we kind of get a little bit of trouble if we bottom deck the one card and top deck the other. But the game is also almost over, and if you like miss one permutation or you trigger a shuffle unwantedly, it's sad, it costs you like 1 or 2 turns, but with all the Night's Watchmans you are quickly in the position to do it again, unlike with Traveling Fair Counting House where your deck is 50 cards. Here your deck is only 20 cards, and that's pretty fast to shuffle through with Night's Watchman. So buy the 7th province, and this is fine because I can discard all 5, and in the bottom there's still the Counting House. So if you get junked though, then what you have to do in those turns is you could of course gamble to find Counting House Night Watchman, but you could also keep as many cards as there are multiples of 5. So you can keep like 5 cards, 10 cards on top of the deck and draw them in 2 turns, and then you kind of need 2 turns to find your Counting House. The only thing that then could happen is that you don't find them with Night's Watchman together, or the Night's Watchman doesn't trigger your shuffle, and well, that's usually only happening when you are already at 7 or 6 provinces, and at that point you might have enough time to take the last few because your opponent can't really score anything else. So there it works with turn 16. Not the perfect start because, well, I didn't hit Counting House fast enough. If you do hit everything you need fast enough, yeah, you can start provincing, or maybe with a duchy turn 6. And yeah, that's the nice combo. It's pretty fun to play and hard to beat. I discovered that on my own, played against Marcus a few games and tried to beat it with different junking attacks. And it's kind of annoying to play against because they just drain the province pile so quickly and seemingly don't care about your attacks. So yeah, try it out, and I hope you had fun learning this new combo. And see you in the next episode.